Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Daniel's Nitro RC channel with another video. How are you all doing today? The first thing I want to say is I apologize for my voice. Um, I really apologize for my voice. I don't know what's going on with it. So just have to kind of bear with me a little bit. I think tail end of what I had. Thank goodness I'm not as coughing as much as I was. So I think my voice had an effect on my coughing that I had. Um, but that's not going to stop me from making a video today because I am going to be working on my big block tmaxx Dodge Ram. Um, Here's my finished body. Turned out really, really good. I got the headlights put on it, blackened out the grill on it, put the Ram on the hood, and I did the whole body, put the tail lights on it. I couldn't find a decal sheet for this anymore, so what I did was I decal sheet on the internet, and I snapped a picture of it with my iPhone, and then I somehow was able to edit the size of the lights on my phone and print them off on the printer, and I just taped them on there. I think it looks pretty cool. So that's that. That's the first part. So, excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm still, getting through this. So, I have a few new parts for this build, and I'm going to get started on it today so you guys can see the progress of it. Okay? So, the first part I have is my brand new all aluminum machined big block motor mount by RC Renew. I got this off of eBay, and it's just a piece of it machined aluminum to accept the big block engine for these. And then the next thing I got is my brand new big red dynamite .28 Mach 2. This is what I'm going to try to put into this truck. So this is brand new. This has never been ran, and I just got it yesterday. So now I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be doing today. So we're going to turn the camera so you guys can see exactly what I'm going to be working on today. So I'm going to be working on this chassis today, and hopefully my voice will permit throughout the video. So what I'm going to be doing is the first thing I need to do, I'm kind of glad that I tore all this off because I am going to have to move this transmission forward to make it work. And I will show you why that is. You go to put this engine in here, it hits on the transmission. So I want to get past that, and I'm going to be doing some grinding to the chassis. I'm going to use this Allen wrench as a pointer, and I'm going to show you guys what all I'm going to take out. See this brake disc? Okay, I'm going to start right here and cut out this section, all of this right in here on both sides. So this will be notched out too. I don't want to take this out because that's what holds my throttle servo in. So I'm just going to go real close to it along here and just trim all of this out right in here. And that should accommodate room for this big engine here that I've got. So that's what I'm going to try to attempt today. I might have to run to Walmart real fast to get a Dremel so I can Dremel out this area of the chassis. But for now, this is going to be part 1 video of the modification that I'm going to be doing to this truck. So I'm going to grab my tool bag for one. And again, I apologize for my voice. I'm going to try to get through this video. So the first thing I'm going to do to the truck is loosen up this whole transmission and get it out so I can notch this area out so I can move it forward. Okay, so we're just going to flip the truck completely upside down here. Okay, I'm going to bring my thing in here so you guys can see. Okay, now there's a series of screws in these holes, and I believe 4 of them hold the transmission in. I'm not sure, but we'll go ahead and start by taking some of these screws out. I'm not sure which ones hold the transmission, so I'm just going to start taking screws loose. I might have to take the chassis plate off, maybe, possibly. I'm not sure, but this is going to be the step 1 of what I'm about ready to accomplish. Okay, so I think there's only 4 of them that hold the transmission in. So I'm just going to try to loosen it and see which ones I need to loosen. There's several screws. I think there's like 4 or 5 something screws that hold this transmission in. I'm just going to take them all out because I might have to take the chassis plate off to do more modification to it. So we're just going to start with this first because I really want to get this transmission out of here so I can see what I need to do for the next step. Okay, see, now the transmission just dropped down. Okay, so we're just gonna, okay, so now the transmission's free. See that moving? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect the drivetrain, which is the drive shafts. So I'm gonna take the drive shafts off. There's an Allen wrench that holds them in, or an Allen screw that holds them in, sorry. And we're just gonna loosen that up so I can pull the shafts out. And they should just pull right out. If not, I'll have to do something different, but I think it's just a whole, yeah, it's just a whole screw that holds them in. So I'm just gonna take out this set screw. Okay, see, that's the pin that holds the drive shaft in. So that will come right out of there, or it should anyway. And then the other one is a little bit more of a challenge. You got the brake disc right there. So I'm going to loosen up that one. Then we'll get this whole transmission out so I can do some work to it. Okay, so both of those drive shafts should come out of there. No problem whatsoever. Okay, and then the whole transmission just comes right out of there just like that. All right. So now that we got the shafts removed, I'm going to take the drive shafts or the half shafts out. And I'm going to put them back on the transmission right where they were. That way I don't lose track of where anything goes. This is my first time ever tearing a transmission apart. Or, taking a transmission off of a tmaxx. Okay, so we have the transmission completely removed from the truck now. Okay, so now we're going to take all these screws, push them out of the holes so I don't lose any of those. And I'm going to put them in my magnetic cup so I don't lose it. Okay, so now I'm going to put my motor mount on here, and we're going to do a little test fitting to see exactly where I need to put this engine at. So I am going to have to move it forward just a little bit, but not too far. So I'm going to drill new holes, of course. Now, the transmission, I'm going to have to do some work to it, get it moved up to where I need it to go. So the transmission is going to have to be moved up quite a bit to accommodate the room for this engine, but it will work. I'm going to make sure that it works. So this is just a rough estimate, okay, about where I need to move it. Might need to drill some holes to make it work, but at least everything will line up to where I need it to be. Might have to drill a new hole on the front side of it, but you get the idea. I mean, it's gonna be pretty cool because you can see that everything's gonna line up now that I moved the transmission. And keep in mind, this is the short wheelbase tmaxx, so that's why I'm doing all of this moving around right now to get it moved. If I put it right there, that should be good. And then it'll be out of the way of everything else. So I'm going to, and that will line up with the holes for the transmission. I'm going to move it forward one hole, and that should get it where I need it to be. But I still need to grind the front of the chassis to accommodate for this brake disc here, because you got to have that to stop the truck. So this is very important. You got to have the brake disc in there. Okay. So this is what I got to work with now. So this is going to be pretty cool. I'm really excited about this whole build. And I think that everything will line up just perfect on what I'm going to do. Now, I might have to get me a longer drive shaft for the rear, but the front one will clear. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bin down that I took all these parts off of the truck and see if my servo horn for my throttle will clear for this setup where I have it. And I'm pretty sure that it will. Okay, great. Yes, it will clear. That's wonderful. Okay, so that'll all work out. I'm really happy with the build so far. It's going to go really well. Um, and again, I'm just piecing together everything I need to do to get this going. Oops, that's the wrong one. I'm just putting the screws back for the drive shafts so I don't lose them. All right. So that's the first step in the build, is to get room for your engine in here so that it accommodates room for the new setup. And I think I accomplished that well. Now keep in mind, I'm going to be grinding the tip of this shaft off on the engine so it doesn't hit. I'm just going to be making new holes for the transmission itself. Okay, so at least I can still get the transmission in there and not have any problems or issues with anything. So that's my goal anyway. But anyway, that's step one. So now what I need to do is grind. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm going to be doing next. Okay. So I got to take out all of this area in here. Make it work. Okay. So now I need to take that out. Those parts, or that brake disc clears this area, and I don't have to go all the way, just enough to where the brake disc will clear and get it up here. Okay, that's my goal next. So everything's looking good. I do have to drill new holes for my engine, but that'll be okay because this is what it's all going to be about: modification. I'm modding this truck to take this engine. So that's what I need to do next. I'm going to grind down those two areas. Sorry about the light. Those two areas that I marked with marker right there on the front. So I got to take that out, and then I should have enough there to do what I need to do. And I might just use my angle grinder to grind that out, because I have an angle grinder that I can use to make this work too. So smooth, and I gotta wait for my clutch kit to come in for this engine too. So I'll be working on that here soon, and then we'll go from there. So that concludes part one of the video, and I'll see what I can do for the next part of the video. So stay tuned to my channel, guys. Thank you for watching.